Palestinians have reacted angrily to the Israeli cabinet's latest decision to grab more land in East Jerusalem outlets and to build 1,000 settler units there. A Palestinian official has warned that Israel's plans to add 1,060 units to two existing settlements will trigger violence in the occupied territories. Jibril Rajoub, a senior member of President Abbas's Fatah party, added that Tel Aviv's unilateral actions will finally lead to a vicious circle of violence. Earlier today, the Israeli cabinet approved plans for building civilian infrastructure as well as more settler units in Jerusalem's Old City, which Palestinians view as the capital of the future state. Under international law, settlement construction on occupied Palestinian territory is illegal. Anthony James Hall is from the Globalization Studies, and he's a professor at Lethbridge University, joining us from Lethbridge to share his thoughts on this. Anthony James Hall, welcome to the Top 5. One thing that I found through research on this was that this was plans that was announced, but it's going to be accelerated in its execution. Why do you think Israel has chosen this time to accelerate plans in terms of their illegal settlement buildings?
Well, this is obviously a provocation. I think it's in line with what the Russian leader Vladimir Putin in his famous Valdai address the other day described as the ultimate breakdown, utter breakdown of international law, of any rules whatsoever. We've seen numerous UN resolutions describing these settlements as illegal. The International Court of Justice in The Hague, the UN's major court, made that very clear in 2004. The Security Council made that very clear in 1979, going back to the Fourth Geneva Resolution. So what we're seeing is a complete disregard, a kind of contempt for international rules. And obviously there's a group in charge who feels so much power, they've got such a control over the media and the war machine, that this act of going into Jerusalem, which after all, at the very, in the UN Resolution 181, Jerusalem was meant to be under international authority. Jerusalem is, of course, a holy site, and East Jerusalem is the Palestinian quarter and the possible site of a future capital of a Palestinian state. So this is clearly, just as Operation Protective Edge this summer showed, exposing that there is a cabal with Israel in charge, pushing for a very major bid for global hegemony, that this intrusion into the Palestinian sector in East Jerusalem is a provocation and probably meant as a provocation.
What do you think about the possibilities that the Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I know reports say that it's his cabinet has pressured him into this settlement building, but what do you think about the possibilities that because of a reported chill between Israel and the U.S., that perhaps Israel, knowing that Obama's term is coming to an end, they're going to squeeze as much as they can before the next president comes, which many are saying it's going to be Republican and perhaps more favored towards Israel than the current president?
Of course, his cabinet minister, Naftali Bennett, has been pushing for these Jerusalem settlements. This is clearly in the face of what the United States has been counseling, advising. It's a provocation against the United States. It's a provocation against the European Union. And as the election season goes into full drive in the United States, or approaches that point, yes, we saw an invasion of Gaza in 2000. As Obama was about to take power, there was a moment of change of regimes in Washington. So it's quite possible that this is building up to some kind of effort to use that delicate stage in U.S. politics to advance an agenda, an aggressive agenda, an agenda that we're seeing in our own country. I mean, the international system, any semblance of respect for international laws has broken down entirely. The United States, with Israel leading the way, is in Ukraine. in the ISIL affair, there is a complete disregard for any rules. It's a hands-off thing, and this is one aspect of a far bigger picture.
Pleasure talking to you. Anthony James Hall, Globalization Studies Professor at Lethbridge University, talking to us there. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.